Going over to the studio. Hopefully the studio will give me the good news. You never know. It did.
I'm gonna go down.
We're
I'm
live.
running downstairs to get a drink.
Excellent. Good plan. It seems like drinking is in order. Good evening, everyone. And thanks for your patience. This has been an interesting experiment. This has also been what would we say? It's an improvisation. That's what we did. We did an improvisation. Because, Dalinor, you're in class, homie. I'm telling on you. I'm telling your instructor that your plumbing is going to be deficient because you are watching us fooling around on Tabletop Simulator, my friend. However, you do win the Dalinor Award. So, what we're doing tonight is a whole lot different than some of the other things we do, which come with straightforward games. And the reason is I have wanted for the longest time to get together with this crew, which does love Blucher, Sam Mustafa's Blucher, so very, very much, and play some Blucher. And we wanted to go past that, though, and take advantage. What are you telling me now? Hey, Daniel! Oh, he's talking to the other guys in the corner. Good, good. Hide from him. Good man. And we wanted to talk a little bit about their campaign system. One, because we wanted to introduce it to folks, but two, because eventually, if this all works out and if the group likes it, it's my hope that we can play this really large 1809 campaign that I found online and which uses the Scharnhorst system. So this is the beta test team to tell us what we think and what we like and what we don't like. Who else could I bring along but my guy Doug? How are you, Doug?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I told you earlier today. I'm kind of excited because I love playing Blucher and I wanted to see this work. We also brought along some of our other Blucher experts. Zeke Griffin26. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm good.
And we also have Mike, OJ's dad. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
And of course, I couldn't do it without my guy Velker. Good evening, Velker. How are you doing?
Good evening, and I'm doing well.
Brilliant. We are also, and this is really, really disturbing, we are on Discord. Yes, Tuna, we're on Discord. Okay? We are on our guy Doug's Discord server. I hope you can all hear us well. We'll see. Well, don't you worry. I'm going to be playing your part, Dalinor, and since you made me, and we're going to have to do it that way. So now, what I'm going to do, everybody here, you notice these colored blocks? That's because each one of these blocks represents one of our players' armies. The only exception is Doug, who hasn't had time for me to make it yet. But everybody else, they've got an army here, and I've concealed it from them because that wouldn't be fair. Because this is a campaign in which these 300-point Blucher armies are going to be marched onto the map. And it's a one-on-one, so hopefully by the time we're done here, we can push through 3. Now, the theory is it only takes about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to play a whole Scharnhorst campaign. The point of a Scharnhorst campaign is to get one battle. You want to get one good setup battle at the end of it. And that's what we're hoping to see. So before we go over to the Scharnhorst table that I've built, I'm going to take off the colors and show everybody the armies we've got. Our players here have all asked, they've sent me their specs. And again, these are 300-point armies. Here are Mike's Prussians. There they are. The Prussians, because of their participation in the 1815 campaign, get an awful lot of love from the model builders for Tabletop Simulator. So there's some pretty spry-looking guys all over the place. Just here to their right, those are Dalinor's French. You know I love them. They're pretty awesome. Over here, we got Zeke's Russians. Formidable force with those nasty, nasty Russian guns that we know they have. Plus some of their other troops. Also lately, as I was discussing with the gentleman here, the designers, the developers for mods in Tabletop Simulator have really started improving the flag work. Notice we got these lovely flags that are different depending on unit type. Love it. Back here, last and certainly not least, we have Velker's Russians. There they are. So we're going to have a little bit of fratricidal warfare here. But, so what we're going to do is we're going to throw Dalinor's guys. We're going to throw Dalinor's... I'm going to steal him. I'm stealing his army. That's what I'm doing. And I'm going to square him off against my guy, Doug, because Doug and I are going to have a fight. And I'm more than happy because I think Dalinor did a really good job of seeing this army march and fight twice. And we'll see how different it is depending on our strategic outcomes. So if it's okay with everybody, Doug, you ready to go first?
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to jump on over now over here to my Scharnhorst map. And this is one of those things that how do you just not love Tabletop Simulator? Welcome to Scharnhorst. So this is the Eastern Europe map, which is the one that Doug and I think is most appropriate for us to fight over, given the fact that he took a late, I believe you said you took a later Prussian army?
I did.
Okay. And as a consequence, so the first thing we have to know, now we all saw those armies that Ron built, and we saw that they were grouped. Did you remember they were organized and they had numbers next to them? That's because armies in Scharnhorst have to be organized into columns. And it's these columns that are going to maneuver over our little battlefield here. So, Doug, how many columns you got?
I have 3 columns.
All right. Well, I happen to have some Prussian fellows right here for you. So why don't you grab A, B, and C? And I also have an objective marker over there for you. So, all right. I got to do is just sneak over here very quickly and make sure I'm right. That's right. Well, as it turns out, I too have column A, B, and C. Except it's better because it's French. All right.
This is at least 1813.
It would, yes, assuredly.
I'm not sure I'm buying that anymore.
You're hurting my feelings. You're hurting my feelings. But you are the Marie Louises are going to show you that you are wrong, sir.
Oh no.
Not
Not the Marie Louise.
not the Marie Louises, right? So the next thing that everybody had to do, in addition to... Now, there's all kinds of rules about how many guys go into each column. It's at least a certain number, but no more than a certain number. That's all been done. We've handled that. But one of the other things we had to do is set aside a certain number of our brigade bases to be reconnaissance, to be recon. So this is a simultaneous revelatory thing. It's already been preset. So I'm going to say that in the French army, we set aside 4 bases for recon. How many did you set aside, Doug?
I set aside an entire avant-garde column.
Ooh. And how many lads does that come to?
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases.
Oh, so 1 more than I. All right.
5 bases and a sub-commander.
Ooh, does he have the cavalry ability?
Oh, does he ever?
Well, then there's absolutely no question that you have what Scharnhorst refers to as the intelligence. Now, it must be said that we will have to roll for your sub-commander because placing him in that position does put him at risk.
Indeed.
So let's, that's one
He
thing.
is a risky fellow as it is.
Oh, well, saucy of him. So we have determined that Doug has the intelligence in this campaign between he and I. Let me very quickly grab a die roller.
Yeah, and these guys have the... Let me read this. Because they are an avant-garde, a Prussian avant-garde column,
Okay.
they actually get even more benefits.
More benefits? Oh my gosh.
More benefits, yes. So the Prussian avant-garde, scroll as I scroll through the thing here. Avant-garde. When playing a Scharnhorst campaign, the Prussian army may commit any number of avant-garde units to recon.
Mm-hmm.
Each one adds +1 to the recon score, as a cavalry unit does. Prussian cavalry may also be committed. So yeah, basically that's fine. I committed the whole column, which is not 100% cavalry. That's what gave me the 5.
I see. Very good. So you do have, well, there's still no question. You have the intelligence, but you must check for your commander. I've given you a 1d6. On a 6, he is a casualty and will not be available to you.
Oh.
Oh!
Look at that. Look at that.
He has been most roguish and he has been placed at risk and has suffered the penalty. He is removed from play and is not eligible for the tabletop battle. So now we're going to play.
Such is life.
It just so. So now you, however, because you have the intelligence, which side of the board do you wish to enter from? I must take the opposite.
I think I will go ahead and take the south edge of the board then.
Oh, very good. Well, this one will then be mine, obviously. You are at this point, because you have the intelligence, according to Sam Mustafa in the rules, feel free to tease your opponent about the fact that he has no intelligence. That's thanks for that, Sam. We do appreciate that. You also will move first in the campaign because you have the intelligence.
All right.
Your recon units do not appear on the map. We've talked about the risk. And now we're going to talk about days. Every day, every turn in Scharnhorst is a campaign day. So you will be doing a campaign day. Each player counts what we're going to do each campaign day has the following steps. Number 1, the option to declare a battle. You can say it's time to fight. Remember, we're only looking for 1. Each player counts his current number of victory points and adds a die roll. The player with the lower total has the first option to declare a battle. If he declines, his opponent has the option. If they're tied, we roll a tiebreaker to figure out who does it. But whether or not a battle has been declared, the players take turns moving eligible columns. If a battle was declared for this day, there will be certain restrictions on movement. And once we're done, we will fight a battle. And that really does end we keep Scharnhorst up because then we have to switch over and I've got to build the tactical structure over which we'll fight. Sometimes things happen in the campaign that force one or both players to reveal units. Now this is actually pretty rare. It's a result of an overrun where you drastically outnumber small forces, in which case we do that. And then there are also special rules. I don't have any of those, do you? That allow you to peek at my columns?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, then if we decide to declare a battle, the way it works is that we're going to grab 6 squares. They can be long, they can be this way, as long as they are contiguous squares. This is going to be our 6x4 map. The player who declares the battle must have a counter with at least 1 unit in one of the center map squares. So if, for example, we were to say that this is the battle map, this space I'm outlining right here, you've got to have somebody either here or here. And it must have 6 sections. When a player declares a battle, all columns in that 6-square battlefield are frozen and may not move on the campaign map on this campaign day. Other columns may still move and may even enter the battlefield if there's an open square for them to do so, but once any unit enters the battle space, it must stop. All units in those columns that are on the battlefield will be on the table and will be set up at the game's start. Columns that end their movement in squares adjacent will become possible reinforcements. The second step after we've declared battle, if we do, is to do movement. The player with intelligence declares whether he wishes to move first or second. You get all the advantages because of your intelligence.
Aren't you smart?
You get to decide whether you want to go first or have me go first. You jerk. Each counter is only moved once per day. Then, when he chooses to move a column, the player must choose one that he has not yet moved. All columns have 6 movement points. As it moves, it spends points. It may only enter a square if it has enough points to do so. You may not move at all if you wish. What are the costs? To cross a border, and all of these squares... Oh, by the way, there is no diagonal movement. It is entirely, entirely orthogonal. If you cross a border on a road, it's 1 point. If you cross a border without a road, it's 2. It doesn't cost anything to enter an enemy's Zoc. There is Zoc, the 4 spaces around the space. But it does cost an extra point to leave it. You may also spend 1 point of movement to scout an adjacent unit. You say, I'm scouting. And at that point, that player must tell you how many bases, how many units he has in that square. Not what they are, not who they are, just how many.
In adjacency, is it count for diagonal?
No, diagonal does not count. There is no, good question, there is no adjacency. There is no stacking. That includes during movement. On the first day of the campaign, each player must move all of his counters onto the map from the map edge. Think of the space behind the edge as a bordering square with unlimited stacking. Thus, any number of columns may enter from the same map edge into or through the same squares as long as you obey stacking. On the first day, you only have 3 movement points. Count them 3. A moving column may not normally enter a square with an enemy column unless it qualifies for an overrun. If the enemy column has been scouted, and you know how many units it has, you may overrun it if you have enough movement allowance to enter the square, and if your column is not revealed, you must now declare how many units it comprises. To overrun the enemy, you must have 4-to-1 superiority in units between the columns. The column overrun must retreat to an adjacent open square other than the one from which you moved. If it cannot retreat, it is surrendered and eliminated from the campaign. Any retreating infantry units take 1 fatigue. Any retreating guns mark an ammo box. Retreating cavalry and horse artillery are not affected. And finally, during the Scharnhorst campaign, both sides must keep track of their victory points. Map squares with urban areas have a value in victory points depending on the size of the urban area. A village is 1, a town 2, and a city 3. So what do we have here? I don't think we have any cities.
Yeah, it's like I have villages and
a town.
Towns.
Yep.
2 towns.
2 towns. A village and 2 towns. So 1 pointers and 2 pointers. When a player control counter moves into the square, he controls them. They remain under his control even if the counter moves on. He continues to control them until the enemy counter moves into the square. Control of VPs can change any number of times. Players should keep track. That's what our markers are for. If the battle ends at nightfall, the side with the most VPs at that moment wins the game. If both sides have the same number of VPs when a battle ends at nightfall, the game is treated as a draw. Note that control of VPs may change during the tabletop battle. We could be fighting for the control of a town. There is a 5 campaign day limit. Once the battle begins, any columns that are in squares adjacent to the field are potential reinforcements and are eligible as per Chapter 10 of the rules. The only time you may not reinforce is if entering at that section table would require you to cross a major river without a bridge.
Is this a major river?
I do believe that is a major river. So bear that in mind. A reinforcing column may enter the table only across the edge of the one table section to which it is adjacent. Of course, upon entering, units may use their moves to enter other table sections if movement permits. You are not required to reinforce. I will build these battlefields. Well, Doug and I, you and I will get together and build our battlefield according to these rules separately. I'll have to get some terrain for us. There's a bunch of rules about terrain placement. They're not that complicated. There's just a lot of them.
No. Yeah.
And I think that's it. That's all.
All right.
So, my friend, you have the intelligence. We don't have any victory points. We're not in the field, so we have 3 points. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I'll go ahead and go first.
You have 3 movement points.
Now, my A column is that avant-garde column,
Uh-huh.
which I committed entirely to recon.
Oh, dear.
So it doesn't show up.
It will eventually.
Right.
And come crashing in. Well, for the record, Daniel tells us he is painting Prussians at the moment.
As one should.
And Ron is out of class. Okay, come on over. Maybe you get here in time. Come on by. And hello, Dragoon Commander. Good to see you. All right, so those folks won't be showing up because they're off doing recon duty.
Right.
Duty.
But column B can come on.
Oh, yes, they can.
All right, so there is a square.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 1, correct?
Yep. You have crossed a border with a road.
2.
Mm-hmm. And that gives you that.
And 3. One and 2. We only have 3 movement points the first day, correct?
Correct.
And so that's what we're going to do.
A lot of damn forests in northern Europe.
Hey.
Ding danged. And suddenly I gotta go peek over at my army.
Yeah. Jim, I think these are minor rivers. Looking at the Blucher
Oh, yeah?
terrain description, I was fair. I mentioned these in my map.
Where'd you see? Is that just in the book?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
in
I was
the
just
book.
looking through rivers and crossings, and they have like an example that has what a major river looks like.
Perfect. No, that's like I say, we're desperately trying to get this right. So let me have a look. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, those are minor rivers. So no effect there. Very good. Very good. Thank you, sir. All right. One, 2. Where'd my marker go? I know I made one. There it is. Belodar falls under French control.
That's a 2 for 2.
One, 2. That's it. 1. All right. I do realize I need to save this die roller onto this because we need it every turn. All right, so this was day 1. That's what happened on day 1. On day 2, let me hose around with the lighting just a little bit. I thought I had gone. Yeah.
Ding. Whoa.
Oh. I'd hoped to bring up the ambient a little bit, but that thing is just so bloody bright. All right.
I want to see the full thing. I want to be blinded by the light.
Yeah, I know. All right, so how many? I possess 2 victory points, and I believe you possess 1.
Correct.
So we roll 1 die each.
Whoa.
I therefore have 8.
I have 2.
So you will decide. I don't think there's a battle for us to declare.
No, there isn't.
So it's up to you again. You have the intelligence.
I will. And we'll go ahead and move.
All right.
One, 2, 3, 4.
And actually 4, 5, but that's fine.
Yeah, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4.
One, 2, 3, 4. Suppose I should make sure that I don't have to eat some grim terrain penalty, but I don't think I'm walking into a swamp or nothing. Zoc, adjacent, minor river, major. Nope, it's all fine. All right. One. Two. One, 2. We're done. Day 2 is at an end. Could we declare a battle? I don't think we can. Even if we wanted to.
Well, we've got to have.
3 by 2, so we're not in that same
Nope.
space with each other.
Nope, we do not have. We cannot.
All
You are
right.
correct.
So it's up to you again.
Do we have to roll?
No, that's only for determining who wants to declare battle. That's why I realized we just checked to see if we can even have one.
Right, and we can't. So, alrighty. Well, in that case, I'll go ahead and move first. What's the movement cost for woods?
Nothing. It's just 2 because you're crossing a border without.
Okay. All right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh boy.
1, 2, 3, 4. Done.
Now I will observe, since you spent only 4 points, that you would have the capacity to spend an additional point and scout my column
And
B.
you're right. And I'm going to do that. I
don't-
will scout that column.
I don't know why you wouldn't, to be honest. And you discern in that column units.
6 units?
Mm-hmm.
Column of that is mine. Column B. Okay.
My turn. I'm going to scout.
So there, I do not have a 4-to-1. I'll tell you that much.
If you got 24 units in there, I want to talk to you about how you built your army. I will commencify my turn by asking you. These fellas are going to stay right where they are and scout you.
And you would find that there are 7 units in that column.
One, 2, 3, 4. I'll start him here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Might as well face you. So with 4, how many do you have there?
And that would have... Hold on just a second. 1. So I told you 7 in that other column. I was incorrect. It's 8.
Okay.
This column that you're scouting is also 8.
Well, you Prussians don't come lightly strapped, do you?
We don't.
All right, well. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not going to be subtle. But a lot's going to depend on who gets to... This is fun, because this depends on who gets to draw the battlefield. This is going to be interesting. Yep. All right. That's it for that was our maneuvers of day 3. So at the beginning of day 4, now we do have to roll. I have a total of, I think I see...
You have 4.
I have 4, yep.
And I have 4.
4 apiece on a die roll. 9.
Ooh.
Not good.
7.
3. Well,
3 plus 4.
yeah, so 7. Yeah, because we both had the same base numbers I was
Right.
going off of. Give me one quick second. I need to get my thing. There it is. Aw, I want to use that. Will this stand upright? I think it will. Hooray.
Good.
Make it bigger. There we go. So, Panzer Day, do you wish to declare a battle?
Oh, heck yeah.
Show me a 3x2 using these flags. Where would you like the corners to be?
I think we should do...
That's kind of a jerk move. You got 2 more. Yeah. Hey, what you doing, buddy?
There we go.
All right, that's it.
Interesting.
Now,
Right.
yeah, it is.
You could have
That.
had this guy if you had moved it over to the left one.
Oh yeah, no. That's the thing is that now Doug and I are going to have to get together. I'll put some terrain together based on the mandatories for this, and we'll get together separately and do that. For the other 2, I get to design them. That's going to be the fun part.
Oh, I was thinking of the robbers. I thought Doug was the French.
Oh, no.
I was confused. I apologize.
Oh, no. Doug the French? Heaven forfend. All right, so I'm going to save this one as... And this is the cool part. I can also save each one of our boards individually.
Save slot 398.
Leave me alone. All right, our map is saved. That's really cool. I like the way this works. I'm starting to get it. All right,
We
so
lost OJ.
where'd OJ go?
We lost him in Discord. There he is.
He's back.
All right. Okay, so now I bring back Scharnhorst. Fresh and clean.
Wow. Oh, Dalinor is now playing Tabletop Simulator.
Dalinor's coming in? Look at that. Let's see here. So how was I going to square these off? Very good. So my next pairing, if Dalinor is coming, we're going to have the Prussians and Russians fight one another, which is so profoundly not impossible. Let's put it that way.
That's true.
Even though there's only
It's sort of a
few,
sort
that
of a
makes their names
rehearsal
different.
for 1914.
Exactly. So, Zeke, you ready?
I'm ready.
Mike, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so what we're going to do here, first thing I got to ask you, gentlemen, Griff, Zeke, how many recon units did you dedicate to recon?
I had 3.
How about you, Mike?
Looks like he might have muted.
Yeah, he muted
himself.
himself. Mike, don't mute yourself.
Yep,
There you
I'm
go.
sorry.
So how many
Sorry,
points
I'm
did you give to
multitasking
recon?
here. I think I set 3. Let me double check here.
I can actually check your picture if necessary. I got it right here. Yep, 3.
I've got the email I sent.
Yep, I've actually got them
Yeah, 3. Yep, I got
photographed,
3.
so I'm just checking to see. Hey, Haz. All right, we have Haz watching us. That always will make it better. I know it will. Cool. So, yeah, Ron, take a look in the Saturday Night Fights chat. That's a link to Doug's Discord server. We're over on Discord. Come by. Oh, wait, you did come by. There you are.
I've been on Doug's Discord for a while.
Ron, you're real quiet. Take your gain up.
Okay, that.
All right. So since we have this, of course it would be us that comes up with 3 and 3.
How's that? Better?
A little more, maybe?
How's that?
There you go.
Yeah, I've been part of Doug's Discord for a little while. I knew where it was at.
Awesome. So since we had one of each, 3 and 3, I got to get out the magic die rollers. Gentlemen, if you would please each roll a die. High roller will have the intelligence.
Okay. 4. Oh, oops, sorry, I was on the wrong side of the table, but
It don't matter. We can swap around a little bit. Mike, were you able to grab a spot? Yeah, you're good.
6.
Oh, so Mike, you have the intelligence. Let's begin with the first question. Which side of the map do you want to enter from?
Oh, south here.
South side of the map. All right, get your Russian fellas, or you got Prussians. I'm sorry.
I got Russians.
Get your Prussian columns. I believe you have 3 columns. So grab A, B, and C. Put them down here on the south. And Hasdrubal did point out something that just worked out well for Doug and I in our case, which is in order to have a battle, you do have to be in contact with the enemy. You must be adjacent. And adjacency doesn't work on diagonals.
So I can place them anywhere along the south side of the map?
Anyway, yeah, you're going to come in wherever you want.
So just those three, or grab all my columns?
Just those three. You want to grab the three, and then you want to grab that victory point marker.
I got an extra Prussian column over here. That's why I was a little confused too.
All right. So Zeke and Mike, you're all set. Good. You're all set to go for day 1 of your Scharnhorst. Mike, do you want to go first, or do you want to send Griffin first? We'll have Zeke go first.
We'll let Zeke go first.
Okay.
All right, Zeke, you got 3 movement points, and you got, is it right? You got 4 columns?
Yeah, I have 4. I just want to make sure, does it correspond to where column A was my column 1, column B is my column 2?
That's correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
Oh yeah, you do. You've got 4, don't you? Yeah. Got it.
Okay. I'll bring this guy on.
So
1,
1,
2.
2.
Column A, I'll bring on 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, I'll bring on column C will be 1, 2, and then column B I'll bring in over here 2.
All right. Mike, you're at the bat.
All right. Get 3 movement points, right?
Yep.
You can tell the Russians are evil because of their unstylish bicorns.
Excuse me?
And Mike, you can't go there because that's 2 because you didn't go on a road.
Oh, yep.
And this feller can't get there.
Right. Yeah, I'll have to come back 1.
Nope, he's got to come back 2.
2?
Yep. That's 1,
Okay.
2, and you've only got 3 points.
Ah.
The Russian commanders have toothpicks for swords.
Why are you? That's your side, man.
I know, but why? I'm upset
What do you
because they have
expect, a Russian?
toothpicks. What is that supposed
Well,
to mean?
Well, Russia's not a rich country.
Let's see. There's
But they have high morale. What's your point?
they have high morale. What's your point?
Unlike the Prussians.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Now he's starting.
Yeah, but we got real swords.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
have real people.
So that's day 1. I gotta get a picture. I don't think I took any good pictures.
Hey, Jim, real quick.
Yeah.
Are you sure I didn't have 4 columns?
Let me have a real quick look.
And we can decide on a color that we want.
I got your picture right here. Nope, 3 in recon. Take a look at your size of column. Take a look at the size of your first column.
Where do I see that at?
So it's in the email you sent me, but at least as I built them.
As I'm looking at this, I'm seeing 4 columns.
Well, remember, you got your recon column there. You have 4 if you count recon.
Right. I got 5 if I count from the email I sent you.
Uh-oh.
Hang on a second.
I just resent it to you. Take a look.
Yep. We'll change the recon outcome, which is good.
Sure.
Oh, I see what you did. I see. I get it. I misunderstood what you were telling me.
Okay. That's fine.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you've got that in your email, the 4th column, the one above your recon column.
Yep.
I built into 1. So let's make that 4th column your 4th column.
Okay, because there's another Prussian column C over here on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grab
okay.
that. That's cool. You've
Okay.
got A, B, C, and D.
Okay. You just need to change this one to D.
Yep. Let me do that. Should be a D
I got
anyway. There you go.
I got it.
I see what you did.
Okay. All right. And he's still got 2 movement points also, though, right?
3.
Correct.
Everybody gets 3.
He's got. I'm sorry. All right. There we go.
Cool. That is the end of day 1. Day 2, Keeper of the Intelligence. Mike, do you want to let them go first, or do you want to go first?
We'll go first.
Do it. Now you have 6 points.
Now I have 6. Do I have to use all my points that a column has before I can move another one, or can
Nope. You can move it not at all.
That 2 points there.
Correct.
That's 2 points.
That's
That's
3.
3.
That's up to 3 because you
Total
followed a
of
road.
3.
Total of 3.
Bless you.
Bless you.
It's 4
At
for
least
him.
it's not the Rona.
Not the the Rona don't bring the sneezes.
Mm-mm.
It's 4 for each of these dudes.
All right. We'll hold there.
All right. Zeke.
Okay. I'll start with column D. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop a little guy down.
Let me copy him for you.
Oh, thanks.
There you go.
And then here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. And then 1, 2.
That's 1. You followed a road.
Right. 1. Okay, I'll stop him there, and then I'll move column C up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Well, we absolutely now have the opportunity for a battle if either side wants to try at it. So let's see here. What's our victory points? I don't think I marked this off. Where's the marker there? Because surely Mike marched through there. So 1 is that a town? Yes,
Village.
a village. So it's a 1, 2. Do I see 2 for Mike?
Mm-hmm.
2 for Mike, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Zeke. So, Mike, you got a +2 on your die roll. Zeke, you got a +5. 1d6 for each of you.
Got it.
All right. So, with a scant 3, Mike, you have the option first. Do you want to declare a battle? By the rules, the only place that battle can be is here, and these 2 units form the center of it. So your battle would be these 4 corners.
Yes.
Okay. Has that look about right? Yell at me if I'm wrong. But I think I got it right. That's pretty brisk. Right. And no units in recon were in that column. Yeah, neither side had their recon out. Red Sax makes a comment which I gather is a reference to the earlier point. Watch it, those wooden pitchforks will leave a nasty mark. All right, so gentlemen, this is your 6x4 battlefield. I will build it, bearing in mind that the forces that will be on that battlefield will be this brigade, or this column, and this column. These columns immediately will be eligible to be reinforcements, as will this one. Any towns? Yeah, we'll have a village. We'll have the village of Chmilski right there. Very cool. Let me save this one. This one is... All right, so now that we have those things, let me very quickly grab my needed tools. And reset the board one last time. This is working far better than I expected.
You know, I think we may have screwed up.
How's that, sir?
So when you declare a battle,
Mm-hmm.
the units that are on the battlefield
Mm-hmm.
are frozen
Yes.
for that campaign day.
Yes. Yes, but the rest get one more move,
The
correct?
rest get to move that day.
Yeah. So let's go back to You're in My Battle. Let's fix that. Very easy to fix, fortunately, for a change.
Yep.
Because we know exactly where the battle is.
Right.
You declared it.
Doesn't change ours because you can't get your guy on the field.
But I can move. Well, I can't bring him on the field, right?
But he is able to reinforce.
Well, he is, right. He's eligible to reinforce, but I've got no place to put him.
Right. So it didn't change ours.
Oh, wait a minute. You got the French going against Doug.
I do.
I have to go against Doug.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Theoretically, I could drive him around to here now, though, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
1,
Yeah,
2,
you
3,
could.
4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, theoretically.
Could.
I'm going to do that. And yep, we were adjacent. You're in the center. Worked very well. A proper battlefield, but still a good point.
That's going to be interesting.
Well, Well, as you know, in the authentic Blucher rules, unlike the wonderful ones that we get from Ross, there's no guarantee that this guy shows up.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You got to roll those
You know,
dice.
this guy's gonna not like his day, because I know what's sitting in this bozo show right here. You know, the whole freaking
Right.
Prussian army. So it's and by the way, somewhere out here, floating in the universe, is this flying column of avant-garde.
Right.
So no, you were quite correct. That's a good correction, which we caught just in time. I can now overwrite. And we'll return to the fight between OJ and Zeke and say we remember that OJ made the choice to freeze the battle. So he froze the battle. However, it is still his choice as to who gets to move first. God bless you.
Thank you.
So there's one more days
Bless you,
here of movement. So, OJ, who do you want to go first here?
I will go first.
All right. And remember, if you enter the fighty zone, you freeze.
Right. How many movement points do I have?
You still have 6. So you're frozen there.
What's in there?
Frozen
What's in
there.
there? It's 2 points.
1, 2.
Yeah, that's 2 points. Now
3, 4.
that's 3 points because he
Why?
left a Zoc.
Oh, very good. Yes. Correct. So that's 5 right there.
All right. So I don't have enough to get over to here.
Correct.
I'm fine with that. So I'm done.
All right. So Zeke, you've got 'em, you've got your moves if you wish them.
Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll start with column D. Bring them up 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't go any further than that.
Right.
French or Russian now.
Oh, that's flipped to Russian.
Yep.
Very good. Got it. Which is exactly what Haz was talking about in the chat.
Mm.
Then, let's see. For column B, I'll bring them
1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
So these guys are able to come on as reinforcements, right?
Correct.
During the...
Eligible.
They'll be eligible. Remembering that it's not automatic in straight Blucher. You have to roll for it.
Got it. Okay.
During the reinforcement phase of the turn.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it for me then.
Very interesting. Yeah, I like this a lot. All right, just copying
Oh,
some.
I can hear Jim's wheels spinning.
Oh yeah. Well, you've seen the map that these guys did that's like this. Except
Yes.
it's all of Bavaria.
Oh, that's the one I showed you with the one table.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys, they have this all specced out. So
Yeah, that's a big campaign one. That's just like I
that's
just have one
and
battlefield.
that's bad. Why? We want to do always the big campaign. All right. So this
Oh, yes, definitely.
this was this was OJ and Zeke. Awesome. And now that I've made my copies, I will bring up Scharnhorst for the last time. Here it is. But this time, because of where the fight is, check it out. It's a different map.
What?
It's
Oh,
Bavaria
nice.
now. How you feeling, Volker?
Sure. Yes.
This is you versus Dalinor.
Very well.
You can tell it is Germany because the roads are straight.
Yeah, except you have far too many hills. You have many hills.
Why? Okay, so it curves right here, and then
Yeah.
it goes over here. But then, instead of going straight north, it goes off at an angle. This annoys me. It goes straight as an arrow.
Yeah, if you were
But-
hoping.
Well, it's Bavaria, not Prussia.
Right, good. Yeah, here we have Niederheim. All right, so
Looks
we
like
so we
It looks
begin
like
with
a
the.
township.
Let me.
It looks like a township road map here in Ohio.
It does. It looks exactly like that.
I mean, for the most part, townships in Ohio are laid out,
No, it's all cadastral survey, man. It was the first place they did it.
Oh yeah, no. The reason that Wisconsin has more counties than California, let that sink in for a minute, is because under the Jeffersonian survey, every county seat had to be 1 day's horse ride from
Yep.
another.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
And because we have so much
I did not
terrain,
know that.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's so, well, there was a guy, a professor at UW-Madison named Kettle, who about 30 years ago released the Kettle Commission report that basically said, guys, you're running your government like it's 1798. Maybe you should think about consolidating services and
What's wrong with that?
I know. Did you see how the government's
It
run
worked
now?
out until now.
Yeah, it worked out until recently. Yeah. Oh, good God.
I just came back from Williamsburg. What's wrong with that?
Right.
In fact, I think in 1798, you may be a little bit too far along.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, by the way, so I'm scrolling through my Twitter feed. What's the name of that rule set, Doug? The new one for 16th and 17th century battles?
In Deo Veritas.
In Deo Veritas. So I'm scrolling my feed and I suddenly see in Deo Veritas. And I'm like, oh boy, I wonder if Doug knows about this. And I realize it's your retweet, so.
Yeah. And sitting down on my table is a copy of In Deo Veritas.
There you go. Which is yet another opportunity. Hey, Giorgio, big dog. 17th and 16th century guys. They can all be left-handed. We're good. Do
Doug
it.
would be so happy.
I'd be happy. I mean, I can't decide if I want to push him to do, there's 3 wars, English Civil War 30, oh God.
Everything.
And by the way, guys, and this is for everybody, I don't know how far he's going to be able to take it, but you know Kendo, right? One of the leading modelers for Tabletop Simulator. He has figured out how to export Esri meshes and make topographical maps.
Oh, sweet.
Really?
He has posted his home. He's posted the area where he lives as a Tabletop Simulator map.
You know, the dude that does maps for Flashpoint campaigns,
Yeah.
he is also a GIS guy, and he does the same thing. That's how he models those maps.
Let's see, is that Crandall?
No, it's another guy. He's actually European.
Oh, cool.
In fact, I think he's a German.
Of course, we like maps. All right, so let's go to war. So hey, Velker,
Yes.
you and your lovely Russians, how many recon did they give themselves?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Oh, I'm just gonna have to look it up then.
2, I think.
You got 2. That's exactly right. Hey, Dalinor, how many did you bring?
3.
Ah,
You're remembering wrong.
Am I?
you are incorrect.
You brought 4.
Oh, I did bring 4. I wasn't sure. That's what I was trying
All
to
right.
remember.
So Dalinor has the intelligence. I would have had the intelligence.
Not.
I would have. You take that back. That's fighting words. I would have had the intelligence over Doug if apparently the Prussians weren't able to commit their entire force to the intelligence.
They
Yeah,
basically,
you know?
everything they throw into an avant-garde.
I'd have been golden had it not been for that lunacy. So Dalinar, you're bringing 3 columns to the dance. Velker, you're bringing 4. So you can each grab your You can each grab your markers. We have French here, and we have Russians here. Ron, since you do have the intelligence, which side of the map do you want to come in from?
The north side.
All right, Velker, you're down here.
Now I have to look at the topography.
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 I need victory markers. Let's see, I got a Russian one. I need one of those for Velker. And do I have a French one for Dalinar? I know I do. There it is. French coolers.
Here in Hagenbessen, we make ice cream.
Yeah. No, my personal favorite is, I'm from Niederheim. It's like, Sam, you speak German. You know what that means.
Right.
It means lower home, or the low home. I'm from Niederheim, but we live on the Kaltenbach. And over here is the Frischbach. So between Frisch and Kalt, we're good.
Hasenbach Basin.
So anyway, all that aside, Ron, do you want to go first, or do you think that Velker should go first?
Oh, no, I wanted to go first.
You want to go?
No.
Oh, no. You have 3 movement points.
The French must capture Wundsberg.
Wundsberg. We hear very nice things about Wundsberg.
Yeah.
Hello, we are in Wunsburg.
Just the hello got me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Ooh, and now not only Wunsburg, but
Mühlenau.
Mühlenau.
has fallen to the French.
Mühlenau.
Ooh, and Niederheim!
Not Niederheim.
Oh, beautiful
Yes,
Niederheim.
My Niederheim.
It is interesting, though, and I'm going to give Sam credit because these are his maps. I like the fact that this area, being German and more developed, does have more efficient roads than that thing that the others are fighting over. All right.
And I think maybe even more little. And it looks about the same number.
All right.
But yeah, it's a better
Velker,
road network.
you're on. 3 points.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, what has fallen to the... Oh, Karlsek has fallen to the Russians.
1, 2, 3.
Frischenbach. My beautiful
1,
Frischenbach.
2.
No, yep.
1, 2.
Okay.
2-pronged attack.
Very good.
Someone has learned the lesson of keeping columns within supporting distance.
That takes us to day 2 of our campaign. I see no opportunities for a battle, so... Who do you want to go first, Ron?
Myself.
Has can fix their left-handedness. That's what I like to hear.
That's what we were always looking for, Has. I'm on a major town.
Will there be a savage fight for Karlsek?
Karlsek.
It feels to me like that's where there's going to be a fight.
For some reason, I have an odd feeling that the fight is going to occur about there.
So you're still, yeah, Ron's got something else.
I'm wondering if it's been remarked on in the Ozarski household that someone's voice is considerably deeper than it was just a few months ago.
Oh,
Oh, trust me, people have told me that all the time in this household.
I'm good.
thank you.
I've heard plenty of that.
There's
Thank you.
there's nothing quite like listening to some of the older Saturday night fights
Stop!
and
Don't get them to do so.
and wondering who the 6-year-old is.
Right.
It's
That'd
so
be me.
different. It's so weird.
That was him. That was Ron Velker. Your play.
I see how this is going. 1, 2, 3.
That means a seizure for you. Yep. It's Russian now.
Don't have a
One.
seizure.
Don't
over
please have a
Kaltbach.
seizure.
2. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh,
Niederheim
not
is
Niederheim.
Niederheim is mine.
Niederheim has fallen.
4, 5.
And we read the biography of the great Russian commander titled Niederheim is Mine.
I have sinned. Wow, this is kind of a face-off.
It's pretty much a hey, let's just go fight.
Yes.
Let's have a
But-
punch fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you say we punch each other's heads off?
Right. So much for maneuver.
Fight, 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 fight.
So that is the end of day 2. Now that does take us to the top of day 3, where we have many opportunities to have a battle. So let's count victory points at this time. I see for the Russians 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? Oh no. So you just never grabbed Hagen Basin, huh?
Wait, 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have 6.
6. And
Yeah,
then
they never went through there.
never grabbed Hagen Basin. To steal their ice cream or frozen yogurt, I can never tell. And we see for the Prussians 2.
Yep.
For the
So-
who? For the who?
Oh, sorry.
Frenchies.
For the French, vive la breur.
I was gonna
the
say,
who?
don't insult me.
Sorry, brother.
For the who?
For the who? So that is 6 to 2. Please roll 1d6. the two of yous.
If I roll a 6, I roll a 1.
All right, so that's a 7.
Isn't bad to have more.
Another 7. So please roll again. That's a 12.
That is not a 12.
That is not a 12. So, Ron, do you want to declare a battle?
Do
Yes.
it.
All right. Which of your units is in the center of this battlefield?
Column C.
One right there? All right. So that means it's going to look like this. Unless you wanted to, you could also pivot it the other way if you wanted to. But I imagine this is what you had in mind. You tell me if I'm right.
No, you're correct.
All right. So that's our battlefield.
At
Now-
least you're not a chicken.
All these guys, he's certainly not.
No.
So there's a lot of buildings on this joint. Okay, that said, you now may move. You've got what? 1 unit rogue? Everybody else is frozen. So everybody is frozen except this Russian column.
This guy's good. He's gonna
So
stay there.
you're happy where he is?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's it then. Cool. So I now have set before me the task of using the terrain rules to build the battlefields for both these gentlemen in the other two. And then Doug and I are going to get together and come to an understanding of what our battlefield looks like. And I also have to build his armies, actually. But the first thing I have to do is save this. And this one is Ron and Velker. Cool. Well, very nice. Well, that's that. Wow. I will see if it gives us a. Oh, hey, John. Sorry we missed you. And it's Tuna. Hey, Tuna. We're on Discord.
It's my fault, Tuna. I couldn't get my
It's-
settings back to
It's all his fault.
It's we're on Discord and
It
nobody
seems to be
died.
working very well.
No, I may have to admit it went very well. I may have to admit that. So one last thing before we all go, because we've only, how long have we been at this? Oh, wow. Just a little over an hour. So that didn't take long at all. It gives us plenty of time to do other things. We'll try to build some of these battles and hopefully have some Wednesday night warfare with them. Because we should have some good fights. And I can save them here and save the battlefields. It was 1 year ago tonight that I was up at the Napoleon's Hoa at Egmul. And my family and I were there. And I think most of you probably know the story, so I'll be brief. But we met a guy who is from Egmul. He's from the farming community of Egmul in Bavaria. And we discussed a lot of things, had a very nice talk in German. And my favorite part of it was that the Napoleon's Hoa, the spot from which Napoleon traditionally watched the Battle of Egmul, the historical marker right on the site says, no, there's no evidence for that. When I mentioned this to Jerry, I never did get his last name. He had been so delightful and such a wonderful talking companion for 20, 30 minutes. He got so animated and said in German, adamantly, no, that marker is wrong. Napoleon watched the battle from here. That marker is false. My grandfather told me, my father told me, and my grandfather's grandfather told him. And so I said, who am I to gainsay a man whose family has been in the Egmul area?
They were probably there and saw the guy.
Like,
Right.
oh, hi,
Well,
Napoleon.
That was sort of my point. It's like, you know,
Can we get a selfie?
yeah, it's like, who am I to argue, as you say, Doug, with a guy who very well could have seen it?
Exactly.
Don't you tell me where Napoleon was or was not.
Right. I mean, when we went to Brandywine, there is a Quaker church, Quaker meeting house. There's actually 2 of them that existed at the time of the battle and are still in use. And we pulled into the parking lot when a bunch of them were coming out of the meeting hall. They were finished. And a number of them, their families had lived there since the early 1700s. These are people, when you read about the Battle of Brandywine, they talk about this particular Quaker meeting house and Quakers from that community acting as guides for Howe. Because he dragooned them into doing it.
Yeah.
They were there, right? These people were there. They're still living there. I'm gonna listen to what they say if they tell me.
So, and I promised myself that both on Eggmule Day and what I've come to call Jerry Day, I would raise a glass. So if you'd all join me, Jerry, wherever you are, God bless, take care, and thanks for a very fine memory. And as far as I'm bloody well concerned, that's where Napoleon watched the battlefield from. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a lovely park spot with a bench, and we just sat there, and you can just soak in so much of the battlefield. You've got Eggmule to your right, and it's all very cool. So obviously, I don't know about you all, but I think this is a great little system. It'll be up to me to convert it into terrain, but I think it's a really nice, simple campaign approach that's going to give each of us some fun tactical choices in the weeks to come. In the meanwhile, for those who are joining us on Saturday night for Saturday Night Fights, we have the finale of our Second Punic Wars tournament with the Battle of Zama, the last chance for the Carthaginians to get some redemption, at least in terms of banners. And we'll also be getting a video up of our Blood Bowl, the Emperor's Other Hat tournament. But in the meanwhile, thanks to everybody who watched. We had a wonderful crowd tonight. Your picture anime group. Lawson Brady, nice to see you. Yeah, who, what, when, where? Blucher, Scharnhorst, Bavaria, Northern Europe, and no tuna. Discord does not sound so clear. Stop it. Now he's taunting.
Of course he is.
And
Nobody from Boston would ever taunt anybody else.
Nobody in this group would ever taunt.
Yeah, there'd be no taunting anywhere in this fun group.
Ever.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, and that's absolutely right. It's going to be the last ride of the Elephants, John. So please join us for all the games. In the meanwhile, to all of you out there, please.